lot of religious people say that they look into the sky and they see images of Christ or images of the Virgin Mary. I'm Barry Faber. Even atheists can look into the skies tonight and see a gigantic question mark. Yes, the question mark has a name. The name is Egypt. I couldn't even call what's going on there now a coup. It is not a democratic transformation of government, but it's not a classic thuggish coup where they kill 10 or 12 people to take the radio station, 20 or 30 other people to take the airport. No, this is quite different. And what will the opposition do? What will the Muslim Brotherhood do? We don't know. But I reach out instinctively for the one source on the planet Earth who I trust most, not just to give me the answers, but to ask me the right questions. Al Rassooli, welcome to these microphones again. You are a distinguished partner of this broadcast, and we miss you and we respect you, and I'll tell the audience why in a minute or two. But first, give us your take on what's going on in Egypt.
Thank you for all the compliments. The last time I talked to you was 26th of February 2011.
Wow.
Just after the so-called Arab Spring bullcrap, thought out by politically correct dimwits, including Barack Hussein Obama, your State Department, your think tanks, and hundreds of billions of intelligence assets who all turned out to be wrong. I hope you remember, but it's on record anyway.
I remember.
It is on record that IQ Al Rassooli, with $1,500 worth of assets, but 30 years of accumulated knowledge, predicted the following that have come out to be true as we speak today. One, that the Muslim Brotherhood would take over in every Arab country because they were the best organized and most ruthless. Two, that there can never be democracy under Sharia. Three, that the worst victims of this so-called Arab Spring will be the Arab Christians and democracy. You remember?
I do remember. That's why I gave you the compliments. Compliments are not free around here. They got to be earned.
I appreciate it. Look, the military had no choice but to take over, since Egypt is continuing in a state of free fall economically, socially, and politically. Whatever name they want to call it, for coup or no coup, is immaterial. I'm sure that they have no intention of ruling such a state and getting blamed for the outcome. They will try their utmost to put in place a secular government. That is one which is not based on Sharia. The army had no intention of being used against the Egyptian people, who are demonstrating that they do not want autocracy, that they do not want a military rule, that they do not want theocracy, they want democracy. This is a true revolution. Although Morsi was elected democratically, but the instant he sat on the throne, he started implementing Sharia and getting rid of all opponents. Islamic Sharia is just as fascistic as the Nazis. Sorry.
Well, you notice they're playing our song, so you are politely and respectfully stopping so that we can take a commercial break here. It is, this time, a very short commercial break, and we'll be back with Al Rassooli very quickly.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Ka'anapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Ka'anapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Sarah's off tonight on our newsmaker line, Al Rassooli. Not going to tell you where he is. I don't know where he is. I don't think more than 2 or 3 other people in the world know where he is. If you listen, you will see why this man's life is in perpetual danger because of what he reveals to the non-Muslim world about Muslims. Okay, so you say the Egyptian army had no choice but to come in and take over. And as long as you have anything to say on what's going on right now, I'm not going to come across with another question. You just go ahead and exhaust yourself on what's going on as we speak.
Thank you, sir. Islamic Sharia is just as fascistic as the Nazis. In fact, when one studies Sharia, one will find almost identical to Hitler's Mein Kampf, the Nazi master race creed. Ladies and gentlemen, most of you have not heard of me because no major media outlet in the United States or Europe would allow me even 1 minute to speak. Since I am so politically incorrect, they would have a heart attack. Just Google my name, Al Rassooli, A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I, and spend 1 hour of your time on my web. If you actually read or listen to my lectures on YouTube, you will have more knowledge about Islam in 1 hour than 90% of all of the Muslims of the world. I have had over $1 million worth of challenges to all human beings on the planet for the last 4 years. I have not lost a dime yet. I wonder why. Let me put it all in a nutshell.
Wait. I want you to spell your name very carefully because I spelled it wrong myself and I thought it was right. Spell your name again, please, slowly.
Rassooli. R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I.
R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be making an announcement of what can happen if you Google or if you dial up Rassooli, and then you can help. A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I. Start with an A-L. A-L means the. Didn't mean to interrupt you. You may proceed.
Not at all. I appreciate it, honestly. Let me put it all in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Muhammad, his Quran, his Sunnah, Sharia, his fundamentalist followers are hate-mongering, war-mongering, misogynist, duplicitous, intolerant, racist, disloyal, hypocritical, vile, and hence totally ungodly. Those who do not like what I'm saying, please sue me. Ladies and gentlemen, calling Islam peaceful or a religion rank as 2 of the most egregious lies that have ever been insinuated into the human consciousness. Back to you, sir.
Okay. I know an education is usually thought of as K-12, meaning kindergarten through the 12th grade. A college education is usually thought of as 4 years. I had an education in Islam from you that didn't take much more than 4 seconds, maybe 14 seconds. And if every American could have that lesson, you wouldn't find so many time-wasting brotherhood seminars where well-meaning, good-hearted, well-intentioned preachers, priests, and rabbis say, you've got Islam all wrong. Look what it says here in the Quran. It is a religion of peace. It is a religion of love. Stop. I can handle that because I was educated in about 14 seconds by Al Rassooli himself. You see, here's the way he explains it. Very clear. there is a trick in the Quran. When Islam was small and Muhammad had few followers, was that in Medina or was that in Mecca?
That was in Mecca the first 13 years.
Okay, so the Mecca citations, the Mecca parts of the Quran, they are indeed loving and curious because the religion was small and weak and needed converts. But when they got strong, then they got into the kill the infidel. Oh, Allah, says the rock. Oh, Allah, says the tree. There is a Jew hiding behind me. Please come and kill him instantly. So that was all when the religion got stronger in Medina. I can look at the faces of those rabbis now and the preachers and they know nothing about that. But because of listening to you, sir, I know about it. Go ahead.
You're remarkable, because this is the most incredible and most disastrous trick played by the Muslims and their supporters against people who are not knowledgeable of the Quran, and that makes 99% of humanity. It is a simple trick. There are Quranic verses which are conciliatory, Quranic verses which speak about equality between human beings, Quranic verses which say you have your religion, I have mine, Quranic verses say that there is no compulsion in religion. Ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of these conciliatory verses were abrogated, means overruled, overturned, made null and void, by one single verse, which came up from Medina, chapter 9, Surah At-Tawbah, verse 5. It's called the fighting verse, which allowed the followers of Muhammad and Muhammad to fight all unbelievers. Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievers today constitute 80% of humanity. Al-Suyuti, one of the greatest authorities on Islam 1,000 years ago, is an exegete. He said, this particular verse, 9.05, abrogated, overruled 124 earlier verses which were conciliatory. I'll give you an example. Al-Tawbah, that's the name of the chapter. Chapter 9, verse 29 says, fight, qatilu, those who believe not in Allah nor the last day, nor hold that forbidden, which has been forbidden by Allah and His Apostle Muhammad, nor acknowledge the religion of truth, Islam, even if they are of the people of the book, that is Christians and Jews, until they pay the jizya. Ladies and gentlemen, the jizya was and is an onerous tax for not being a Muslim. And the Jews and the Christians will have to pay this jizya, the Quran continues, with willing submission and feel themselves humiliated, just to make sure that the listeners would believe what I am revealing. I would like to put forth a challenge with $100,000 to the first human being who can show us all one single operative verse in Muhammad's Quran that demonstrates any compassion and mercy to all unbelievers.
When we get back together, not everybody reads a book, whether it's a Holy Scripture, the Bible, the Talmud, the Torah, or the Quran. Not everybody reads it from the first word to the last word. If a Muslim or a non-Muslim, but even a Muslim picks up a copy of the Quran, opens it, and reads something, how can he tell whether that's Mecca or Medina speaking?
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day, and little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Hi folks, Jay Farner here, president of Quicken Loans. We're thrilled to have helped over 125,000 homeowners save money by refinancing with HARP. But there are millions more of you who could be saving big money on your home loans by getting HARPed. With HARP, you may be able to refinance with Quicken Loans even if your home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you get HARPed and start saving. Or if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Once again, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Attention business owners. If your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894, 1-800-505-3894, 1-800-505-3894.
His name is Al Rassooli, I'll tell you that. He was born Islamic. He finances his own campaign to let the world know what he's telling you right now. The dangers of Islam, the mendacity of Islam, how Islam puts it over on the world. Now, I do want to mention that if you lifting the veil. Tell me about lifting the veil and how listeners can get it, Mr. Rassooli. Lifting the veil, the true faces of Muhammad.
The lifting the veil and it's called Lifting the Veil, the true faces of Muhammad and Islam.
Right.
It's a trilogy. It's a trilogy, volumes 1, 2, and 3. It's on Amazon. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm not interested in you if you want to buy or not to buy. Everything is on free of charge. The minute you Google my name, Al Rassooli, A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I, you will find my book on net. You'll find 312 audio videos, 780 chapters. They address every single possible facet of Islam with total references. So many references, it will blow your mind. Before the interruption, I was saying that there is not a single verse in the Quran that shows any mercy or compassion to unbelievers. Currently, unbelievers represent 80% of humanity. All Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, Jews, atheists, agnostics, etc. That is any and all those who are not Muslim. All I'm asking is for some imam or somebody else to show us one single verse, and I'll pay them $100,000. I've had it for 4 years. So far, no takers. And you know what? Never will be a taker. Mr. Faber, unless I recite to people more verses, they cannot possibly believe what they have been indoctrinated into believing, that Islam is a religion. Ladies and gentlemen, Islam is not a religion. Islam is a cult belief system, the cult of Muhammad. And most important of all, Allah, their God, is most definitely not the same as the God of Jesus, Moses, and Abraham. I'll give you examples. Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 51, says, O ye who believe, Muslims. So Allah is telling them that, their God. Take not the Jews, Yahud in Arabic, and the Christians, Nasara in Arabic, for your friends and protectors. They are but friends and protectors to each other. And he amongst you that turns to them for friendship is of them. I want Americans listening to understand the magnitude of this verse. Allah, the God of Islam, is telling the followers of Muhammad that if they become friends to Jews, Christians, and others who are not Muslim, or be under their rule, they become infidels like them. What it means in simple English terms, no true believing Muslim can ever be loyal to the American Constitution or any other constitution that is not Sharia, because it doesn't come from Allah. Nor can any of them be loyal to any people, whether French, German, American, or anybody who is not Muslim. It sounds outrageous. I know it sounds outrageous. But you find me the single human being who can debate me and prove me wrong. Cannot be done. The next one. Go on, please, go ahead.
No, I just want to know if a Muslim picks up the Quran, or a Christian or a Jew, and opens it up and reads one of the surahs there, how does he know? How does a Muslim know whether he's reading the conciliation of Medina, the conciliation of Mecca, or the hard line of Medina?
Simple. Every vile verse in the Quran is from Medina. Every aggressive verse in the Quran is from Medina. Every racist verse in the Quran is from Medina. You don't have to be a genius. If it's conciliatory, it's from Mecca. If it's not conciliatory, it's from Medina. It's that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, everything about the Quran is simple. Pastor John from Florida, I had a talk with him. He wants to burn the Quran. And after he did it, I had a chat with him. And I told him, it's stupid what you're doing. It is not clever to burn the Quran, not because you're insulting anybody. It's a useless move. In fact, it is infinitely better to read the Quran. And I told him, you had the whole media circus surrounding you. Instead of burning the Quran, you should have recited the very verses I'm reciting to you today. You would have woken up tens of millions of people. But he didn't do that. My advice to people is to read the Quran. It's on the internet. It's free of charge. Read it.
Okay. And when we get back together, you'll give us instructions on how to get not just the Quran, but that valuable work earlier.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Want to end cancer? Anyone can. Just vote with your feet. Join the Light the Night Walk to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. LLS has saved hundreds of thousands of lives since Light the Night took its first steps. Join now at lightthenight.org. It's the easiest way to get from someday to today.
Fact. U.S. credit card debt is 8 times larger than it was 30 years ago. No wonder you and I are feeling the credit card crunch. You're not alone. Increasing prices and the costs of credit are stretching budgets and preventing people just like us from getting ahead or just catching up with our debts. At American Financial Debt Relief, we can help. We have tested ways to help you get out of debt. Find out how now. The call is free to learn more. If you qualify, we can reduce your interest, show you how to stop your debt from getting larger, and help you get out of debt faster than you can by making minimum payments. So if you're falling behind on your credit cards or medical bills, give us a call right now, where a free 5-minute call can change your life.
800-978-4817. 800-978-4817. Reduce your credit card debt. Call now. 800-978-4817. 800-978-4817.
Here's the no-cost solution to weight loss. Google Woman's World, the slimming new water cure. The water cure made front cover 5 times through 2010. Read how stars like Reba McEntire and Finola Hughes and others had their lives changed. Joy Bacon of Hamlin, PA said, I tried the water cure and in 6 weeks my type 2 diabetes disappeared. My blood sugar dropped 50 points in 40 minutes. And in 5 months I lost 70 pounds. The water cure made a new person of me. Because we value money more than people, we perpetuate high-profit problems. The news media and Democrat and Republican leaders have no interest in this free solution that could save countless lives and cut about $170 billion a month off health costs. Google Alan Osman Water Cure. Google Alan Osman Water Cure. See what he's been telling his fans about the water cure. Google Paul Harvey Water Cure. Read the amazing water cure stories that he wrote. We don't have a healthcare system. We have a wellness prevention system. Otherwise, the whole world would be doing the water cure, and maybe all nations would be more concerned about helping each other rather than hurting each other. Paid by Connie and Bob Butts.
Financial independence, wealth empowerment. Millions dream about it, yet few achieve it. Why? They follow the crowd. You'll only be wealthy once you know what the wealthy know. When you're tired of watching your retirement accounts waste away at the mercy of a volatile market, once you're ready for strong returns while preserving your principal, you're ready for Hero Strategies. Learn the secrets to planning a tax-free retirement. Give Hero Strategies a call at 240-252-1500. That's 240-252-1500, or go to our website, webuildyourwealth.com.
Knowledge is power, and if you've been listening to Mr. Al Rassooli, then you are significantly stronger than when you woke up this morning. I'm Barry Faber, very proud to know this man, proud to have microphones so that I can bring his wisdom to the world. It really needs it. Oh, have I got, and if I've got some, Mr. Rassooli, you must have tons of anguished letters and emails from clergymen, Jewish, Christian, Roman Catholic. Oh, dear me, why is we're making a mistake by insulting Islam? Islam is wonderful. Listen to this passage from the Quran. How do you handle that without going nuts?
I have to be calm, because they are the ones who are nuts. They really are, because they don't even bother to read or study the subject. They only take what the media are telling them. They take what the newspapers are telling them, what academicians are telling them. Most of those people who are telling them these lies are politically correct, liberal-minded half-wits. They're criminal. I call them criminal because they are really misleading hundreds of millions of people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very difficult for you, especially Judeo-Christian tradition, to believe that a religion called Islam is so vile. It is impossible for you to believe that. I know it is. I've been dealing with this subject for 30 years. It takes a huge amount of time to convince people, especially the ones who are not willing to even read the subject. But people who listen to me, and I tell them at the end of the lecture, do not believe what I told you, not because I lied to you. I want you to double check me and triple check me. Do me a favor, find fault with what I'm saying. In 30 years, not a single human being came back to me to say, IQ, you made such and such a mistake. Why? Because I deal with facts and reality. I deal with a language which is mine, Arabic. This is my mother tongue. So when I'm reading Arabic script, I know what the hell I'm talking about, what I'm reading. And I'm quoting in chapter and verse and the name of the person who wrote the book and the name of the person who transmitted the information. So how is it possible for any human being to find fault? I'll give you further example. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Well, I was just going to say, very trivial. When I'm in a country like Germany and I see a word I don't know on a sign, I say, I could look that word up. When I'm in Russia and see a word I don't know, I say, I could look that up. When I'm in the Arab world, I don't see how anybody in history has ever succeeded in reading or writing one word of Arabic. It is absolutely impenetrable.
It's a different language, but it is a very rich language, by the way. Look, I'm not anti-Arab or anti-Muslim. People, in fact, some idiots call me you're anti-Muslim. They are idiots. They don't even speak English. Why am I anti-Muslim? Because I'm only revealing what Islam is saying. If somebody quotes from Hitler's Mein Kampf, does that make him anti-German? The answer is no. Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 85, it says, if anyone desires a religion other than Islam, submission to Allah, never will it be accepted of him. Al-Tawbah 9.33, it is He, Allah, who has sent His messenger, Muhammad, with guidance and the religion of truth, Islam, to proclaim it over all other religions. Über alles in Germany. These verses remind me of Hitler's Mein Kampf, the Nazi master race creed. Ladies and gentlemen, all I ask you to do is to actually sit down and read. And it's free of charge. It's on the internet. You don't even have to buy the book. Not my book, not the Quran, not anybody's book. Free of charge. But then you would save yourself and your future generations from disaster. I always say, repeatedly, that Muslims are 20% of humanity. They are 1,500 million people in 57 Muslim majority states, covering 28% of the land surface of the earth, with hundreds of billions of dollars worth of assets in natural resources, but they are least productive, least inventive, least creative in human history. And then I ask the question, well, how is that possible? They have one common denominator, Sharia. Sharia is the nemesis of everything that is good in human life. Under Sharia, not even a blade of grass can grow. Am I exaggerating? Look at Arabia. Look at every Muslim country. Not one of them is a democracy. Not one. 57 Muslim majority states, not one is a democracy. Not one has freedom of thought, freedom of belief, freedom of expression. Not one. How is it possible for them then to expand their knowledge? If there is no exchange of ideas, knowledge cannot be transferred or expanded. It is impossible. That is why the West, with less resources than what the Arabs have, no, forget about the West. I'll give you even a better example. Israel is 8,000 square miles. 8,000 square miles. With 5.5 million Jews, 1.5 million Arabs, 7 million. The Muslim countries are on 11.5 million square miles with 1,500 million people. Israel alone outproduces intellectually, that is scientific papers and others, 100 times more than the totality of the Islamic world.
But back in 700, 800, in that period, Islam was the most civilized part of the world.
It wasn't civilized. I will explain it to you.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Wait. They're playing our song. Yeah. Also, when we get back together, I want to know if the Muslim Brotherhood is going to turn this act violent, or are they going to say, okay, we'll go quietly and husband our resources and find a new candidate and try to make a good showing in the next election. I know you don't know, but I think when it comes to speculation, when it's me, it's guesswork. You are educated. With you, it's speculation. And I want your best speculation about what's coming up in the Middle East and throughout the Islamic world. We'll be right back with Al Rassooli.
So we're going to talk about Dandy Don's Ice Cream Sundae Bar in a Box. The Sundae Bar in a box is $149.95. What that is 25 ice cream sundaes and all the toppings, all shipped to you with dry ice overnight. And you can have your own sundae bar. 25 scoops of ice cream, and you choose the flavors. 10 toppings, which is hot fudge, hot caramel, strawberry, marshmallow, whipped cream, stem cherries, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, almonds, M&Ms, Oreos, granola, chopped up sugar cones. How do you get it? You go online to dandydons.com, DANDYDONS.com, and click on ice cream sundae bars. Like I said, you can pick your own ice cream flavors. Choose your own ice cream flavors. And what does it cost? $149.95 plus shipping. Go to dandydons.com and order it. DANDYDONS, Dandy Don's homemade ice cream. Bye.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. It's summertime, but this year things are a little tight. So many of us are staying closer to home. Instead of vacations, we're taking staycations. So stay local and enjoy good times and great food at Columbo's. Mouth-watering steaks, fabulous fish entrees, delicious family Italian specialties, and meatballs to die for. They're so delicious, they're up for consideration for a Nobel Peace Prize, and I might add, deservedly so. Who can fight when you're eating good food? And there's live jazz every night, all without spending a fortune. It's staycation time at Columbo's, because Columbo's really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's Manja.
Mr. Al Rassooli, would you once again give us instructions on how to access the work you were talking about, lifting the veil, the true faces of Muhammad and Islam?
Mr. Faber.
Yes.
Americans believe in tolerance, which is a beautiful thing to believe in. But there is an axiom by a man called Karl Popper that I'm going to recite to you now, which should be emblazoned in every single university, school, and government place. It goes this way. It says, unlimited tolerance must lead to the disappearance of tolerance. If we extend unlimited tolerance even to those who are intolerant, if we are not prepared to defend a tolerant society against the onslaught of the intolerant, then the tolerant will be destroyed and tolerance with them. We should therefore claim, in the name of tolerance, the right not to tolerate the intolerant.
Powerful.
What do you think?
Powerful.
It is the most powerful
absolutely
axiom
true.
I've ever come across.
Powerful. Okay, how do we get the true faces?
Just Google my name. You can have it on Amazon. Google Amazon. Put IQ Al Rassooli, and you'll find it instantly.
IQ Rassooli.
Al Rassooli. ALRASSOOLI. Or go directly to Al Rassooli, and you'll find my books, my websites, my YouTube, and all the connections are there. All my talks, by the way, I have had, since I talked to you 2 years ago, I have had my 516th talk with you today.
Well, so that's ALRASSOOLI.
That's the one.
What is your best speculation on what the Muslim Brotherhood was riding high. Their sympathizers own Iran, and looks like they're going to own, with a little luck, Syria and Lebanon. What do you think this is a rare comeuppance for them?
We don't know. You're absolutely right. It is. It's a reversal of roles now.
Yeah,
the army has taken over.
Yeah,
the
but
leaders of the army they want a secular state. They don't want Sharia. Many people who are educated in Egypt, they do not want Sharia. The Christians do not want Sharia. By the way, there are no Jews left in Egypt. It's very important people understand that. One of the oldest communities in the Arab world, or in Africa, was completely eradicated by the Islam. Most of them had to leave. They were forced to leave. So you see, people, all they hear about are the 700,000 Palestinian refugees. Not a single person in America, very few people in America, 99% of them don't know that there were 900,000 Jewish refugees from Arab and Muslim land between the 1948 to 1970 wars. 900,000. And they are not on the United Nations refugee. They don't beg for money. They work and they produce. What will happen? The army has taken over. Most of the people who were demonstrating are with the army. And the army made it very clear. Anybody who will start acts of terror, they will deal with them very, very, very strongly. And if they start any acts of terror, the public will act against them also with terror. So they have to really play it cool now. The mood in Egypt, they want to have freedom. They actually want to have a democracy, something like America. What I mean by freedom of thought, freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom to make mistakes the way they want to make mistakes. Not to be told Allah does not allow you to do this. Allah does not allow you to do that. And Allah, as I said, is most definitely not God, and 100% not the same as the God of Jesus, Moses, and Abraham. Anybody who is offended by what I'm saying, prove me wrong. No human being can do that. I know I sound arrogant. I know it sounds bombastic, but I'll tell you something. No human being on earth and no intelligent life outside the solar system can debate me these subjects and win. And that is why, although I have been begging for an imam, a mullah, or ABC, NBC, or CNN to give me 25 minutes live television, prime time. 25 minutes. I will change history. Islam will never be the same. All I'm asking is 25 minutes.
I believe that. I believe that totally. But you know the nature of the Islamic world and those who make it up. What do you think the other members, people who think like the Islamic Brotherhood, the Muslim Brotherhood, are they going to take this comeuppance? Are they going to take this defeat lying down? Or are they going to say, now is our chance, our glorious chance to die for Allah? Go get them. We've got one more segment left, and since they're playing our song right now, we've got very few seconds before we go to break. So just stay where you are, and we'll devote the entire last segment to that answer. Mr. Al Rassooli, the true faces of Islam. Muhammad and Islam, just Google. Well, your life will change. No sense going item by item. Your life will change when you Google Al Rassooli, ALRASSOOLI.
Want a home security system, but you're not sure which monitoring company to choose? Consider this. Unlike cable and other providers who are new to home security, ADT has been helping protect homes for more than 100 years. Plus, ADT has multiple monitoring centers in the United States, so you can be sure your service will never be interrupted. And now you can get an ADT monitored system worth $850 for free. Just pay a $99 installation charge and monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer today. Call toll-free 866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms. Why choose anyone but the nation's home security leader to protect your home? Call now, 866-669-8954. That's 866-669-8954. 866-669-8954.
Geico presents a thank you letter from your motorcycle.
Hi, you dear guy that sits on me. I just wanted to say thanks. Ever since you saved money on your motorcycle insurance with Geico, we've been going out a lot more. The beach, the mountains, that curvy road that leads to the diner with the milkshakes you love. Look, the point is, you and me, we've become biker buds. And I like it. I like it a lot.
Geico could help you save on your motorcycle insurance, and that should make you and your bike very happy.
How deep in debt are you? $10,000? $15,000? Maybe even more? And every day that goes by, you know what happens. Your debt gets larger and larger and larger. Well, if you've had it with your mushrooming debt problem and the stress it is causing you, make this free call today to the Debt Solutions Network. One quick, no-obligation call is all it takes for one of our partner companies to show you how they can help you get out of debt. So if you have $10,000 or more in combined debt and you want to learn how you can solve it, make this free, no-obligation call now.
800-814-5108. 800-814-5108.
If you are in serious debt, you have to get out of it and fast. Call my friends at the Debt Solutions Network now.
800-814-5108. 800-814-5108. Call us 24/7. 800-814-5108.
AJ here from the Tee It Up Radio Network. Each week we cover the world of golf for you. Celebrating 18 years, Tee It Up continues to bring you fresh inside-the-ropes reporting and one-on-ones with Hollywood's most passionate golfers. So stay in the know with the Tee It Up Show, Sunday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, live right here on CRN, Digital Talk Radio.
Catch the gang from Tee It Up on CRN1 Sundays, 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
There is one word, it is a proper noun, a name, and if that word is not mentioned, then I must confess I'm a very bad broadcaster. The word is turkey. I'm not talking about our national Thanksgiving treat. I'm talking about the nation, the bridge between Asia and Europe, between East and West. Turkey is having a slow motion process of deciding whether it wants to be Muslim Brotherhood or secular, the way the father of modern Turkey, Mustafa Kemal, directed that Turkey be after World War I. What happens in Egypt may very well influence Turkey. And if Turkey and Egypt both swing against Islamism, against jihadism, if they both swing against Sharia, this is good news for the West. The rest of the time is yours, Mr. Rassooli, and you may disagree with that. Do me a favor and correct me if I'm wrong.
You are not wrong. You are spot on. You said it absolutely correct. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk was the creator of secular Turkey. He disallowed. He was the first one in the history of Islam, the first one, who separated the mosque from politics. He imposed it in a dastur, that means a constitution. He stopped women from wearing the hijab. He forbade it by law. He forbade the mullahs and imams to interfere in politics. He changed the script of the Turkish language, which was in Arabic letters, to European letters, to alphabet. He changed Turkey, and Turkey was doing very, very well. But Erdogan and his Islamists won again. They won democratically. By the way, people forget, Hitler also won democratically. He was freely elected in Germany.
And so did
But the
Mussolini.
minute he got to power, like the Muslims, who are fascists like him, They will not tolerate anybody to oppose them. You're right, you're 100% right. Same thing in Egypt. If the Islamists will start any acts of terror, they will find not only the army, but most of the people will go against them. You know, it's very easy for an Arab and a Muslim to shout, yes, I'm willing to die. It's another story actually doing it. And funnily enough, when Israel kills the jihadis in self-defense, everybody is mourning. Why are they mourning? After all, that's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to die fighting Jews, fighting Christians, fighting Buddhists, who are infidels, according to Sharia, and then to get to Muhammad's whorehouse version of paradise and get 72 virgins. Why do they cry and complain? Ladies and gentlemen, all you need to do is Google my name, Al Rassooli, A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I. You can get in touch with me on the internet, alrassooli@gmail.com. If you disagree with me, tell me why. If you agree with me, tell me why. I need your feedback.
Al Rassooli, A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I, at gmail.com, right?
Yes, absolutely right, sir.
A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I. Okay, I've got to tell you, sir, I admire you greatly. I think you are a smart man. I think you are a great man. And I'm not getting all religious here all of a sudden, but I really feel it's my job to help you become a better known man.
God bless you, I need it. Believe me, I need it.
Well, I think our people need your enlightenment. I've had enough to know that our people need your enlightenment, and I need more. Google him, please. Al Rassooli, A-L-R-A-S-S-O-O-L-I.